I have spoken to a lot of people that consider themselves to be like shy or introverted, and I've noticed a very common pattern, not with all of them, but with a lot of them. There's a lot of people that tell themselves that they enjoy being by themselves. I've also had people say I'm introverted, I'm an introvert extrovert. I can be around other people, but I would have to recover for like 4 or 5 days. And that is what I think is a mistake for introverts, because you're telling yourself that you prefer being by yourself. And if you keep telling yourself that you prefer to be by yourself, your brain is just naturally going to think, okay, being by myself is safe. This is nice. I just want to be lonely. I don't really want to talk to people. This is okay. Now, am I saying that all introverted people might think that way? No, but I'm only speaking from the experience of talking to the people that I've talked to. And I've noticed a pretty consistent pattern of I just prefer being by myself. And humans are designed to connect. So when I hear somebody say that they prefer being by themselves, 2 thoughts go through my head. Number one, they might have had a really bad childhood or something traumatic happened to where they are afraid of either love or people. And number two, their parents, which is where it comes from, never taught them the social skills needed in order to go and just talk to people. So for example, I remember a lot of parents, actually, my parents included, they will tell you something along the lines of like stranger danger. Because as a child, we are not able to protect ourselves. So if we talk to strangers, something bad could happen to us. Well, when you condition a child not to talk to strangers, he is going to grow up generationally understanding, if that was a word for it, understanding that you should not talk to people, which means that if a person that grew up thinking stranger danger his whole life tries to get a sales job, do you honestly think that's going to be very easy for him because he doesn't know how to talk to strangers when his parents told him his whole life not to talk to strangers? So that's what I'm going to talk about is if you're somebody right now that thinks that you just enjoy being by yourself, you're better off by yourself, I'm going to tell you what you should do to fix that. And whether you take my advice or not is totally up to you. This is coming from somebody that helps shy and introverted people become more confident. I am extremely extroverted. I love talking to people. I'm the opposite of you. I fucking hate being by myself. That's why I go to the farmer's market every Sunday, because I'm around a crowd of people. That's why I like going to the gym, because I'm around a whole crowd of people. That's why I like going out in public to busy places, because I'm around so many people. I thrive in busy environments. But that's because I tell myself that I like being around other people and doing stuff. Okay? So if we understand, before we go into the video, if we understand that what we tell ourselves is so important, now we have a baseline of what we need to change in order to fix becoming an introvert. So before I talk about that, if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up, man. Brand new channel. You would help promote the video into the algorithm. That way I can help other people that might need this help as well. I would really appreciate that. Okay, so remember I just said that we have a baseline of where to start. We believe, and I know this, there's a cycle to this. There's a cycle, but whatever we believe is going to determine our actions. So if we believe that we're better off by ourselves, we're going to start doing things by ourselves, being by ourselves. So I think Charles Darwin, or not Charles Darwin, Warren Buffett's partner actually wrote a book about like the cycle of habits. I think that might be the book I'm thinking about, but I know your beliefs determine your behavior, or maybe it's your thoughts. Your thoughts determine your beliefs, which means your beliefs determine your behavior. Because if you're thinking of something, if you think about it enough times, you're going to start believing that thing. And then if you believe something, you're going to start doing things in order to, or I didn't know how to transition that, but if you believe something, like if I believe that I'm going to get fat and out of shape and small if I don't go to the gym and working out, I'm going to start going to the gym and working out because I believe if I don't work out, I'm going to get fat, out of shape, and small. Now, scientifically, that will happen, but that's what I mean by like a belief dictates your actions. I'm pretty sure I processed that. Thought, belief, action. I think that's what it is. So we need to start telling ourselves other things differently. Hey, I am really sick and tired of being alone and by myself all the time. I want to start learning how to be around more people. Now, here's what I will say. For the humans don't change who they are. They can only become better versions of themselves. So you might be introverted, but now we're going to become introvert or extroverted introverted or introverted extrovert. I don't fucking know what that's called, but you're still going to be an introvert because you grew up that way, but you're going to have the ability to go and talk to and be around more people for a longer amount of time is where I'm trying to say. And that's going to make you happy because now you're learning, yes, I can be around other people and it's awesome. Yeah, I still like being by myself from time to time, but you know what? I'm able to go out right now. I can talk to strangers or I can go to a party or a bar or a restaurant and be around other people and it's great. So we need to start thinking, hey, I want to meet more people. I want to talk to more people. I still want my space, but I want to learn how to be able to talk to people. So if I'm out in public somewhere, I can have a much better time. Or if I'm talking to a guy or a girl, things might progress and they might go somewhere. How do I talk to more people? What do I start watching? What do I start reading? What do I start thinking? How do I practice? What do I say? Where do I go? What do I do? That we got to change your thoughts. Because once you start changing your thoughts on I want to meet more people, the next logical step from there then on fixing being an introvert is, okay, first step, I want to meet more people. I'm thinking I want to start meeting more people. Next step is how do I meet more people? What do I say? Where do I go? Right? So now, because we have the internet, we have like channels like mine, you're going to have people telling you in different like YouTube videos and stuff, different YouTube videos or different books or podcasts or audiobooks. Like I'm big on audiobooks right now. One of the books that I'm listening to, someone that's very extroverted, is like I think it's like 92 ways to talk to anybody or something like that. So it's a good book. You're gonna have to start consuming content like that because you're gonna notice. Remember those beliefs? Well, when you think about something enough times, you're gonna start believing that's true. So when you start consuming content like consistently around learning how to cold approach people, how to start conversations with people, different ways to talk to people, how to become more confident. Like when you start consuming content like that on a consistent basis, you're going to start believing and behaving and acting the ways that you're going to start acting based on the content you consume. So I didn't know how to explain that, but let me see if I can give you an example right now. So my main channel is I help men understand women so they can have more fulfilling relationships. I am constantly consuming content that is teaching me about dating and women and male to female dynamics because I'm constantly educating myself. If I learn something new, that's great. But a lot of that's going to reinforce the ideas that I've already been taught or that I already knew. And if you can see that there are other people teaching the exact same thing that you already know and teach, well, then that's probably something you're going to want to start holding on to. That's probably a general belief that makes sense, that is true. You're going to want to keep that. So by constantly consuming this content, you ever hear that quote, lose it or set it and forget it, or no, use it or lose it? That's what I meant. Well, if I'm constantly consuming content that's teaching me and keeping me updated on like modern dating and women and like men and women, masculinity, feminine, like I'm constantly watching stuff like that, I'm going to keep thinking that and I'm never going to like forget about it. So then my beliefs are going to be based around the stuff that I watch. So for example, Another example about beliefs is there's a book that I read. I think it's called The Model by Wes Anton. And in that book, he states that society has conditioned men to believe that you need an absolute fuck ton of money in order to be good enough to get girls. But that is simply not the case. And he even argues this, so I even agreed with this because I was never rich in the past and I had no problem getting with girls and being in relationships with them. And back in the caveman days, money was never around either. It's it's if you were able to go home and or go out and bring the 2 tigers back instead of 1 tiger, you're a better provider. So that book told me that society conditions men to go out and work as hard as they can to build a business or make as much money as they can because then they're worthy enough for women. But what does that really teach men? Or what does that really do? Men go out and work. They're stimulating the economy. They're creating jobs. They're making more money so they can spend more. It stimulates the economy. That's why society teaches men that. But you don't need money to get girls. Do you see how that's a belief that I have? And because I believe that you do not need money to get girls, but if you want to make it long term with them, it would help you because having money in today's day and age is part of being a provider. So I fully agreed with what he already taught me, but he explained it in a way that was new to me. But that is still a belief that I hold. I still think about that. So because I know that you don't need to be rich to get girls, I have no problem going up and talking to any girl that I see, even like a fucking supermodel. Because now I know that, oh, okay, well, she looks like a 10 out of 10. I don't need money to go and talk to her. I'm going to go talk to her because I fucking want to and I'm awesome. That's a belief that I have. So if you start watching this content and you start believing that, hey, well, this guy says he used to be introverted and now he just went up and just said hi to somebody and it works. Well, dude, if he starts saying other stuff like people really aren't bad, you just think they're bad, or I'm telling you that if you want anything in life, you're going to have to meet more people because humans are built to connect. Okay, this is a fundamental truth. Humans are built to connect. Society thrives because people come together and help one another. The richest people in the world make more money because they're solving problems for other people. But what are we doing? We're connecting with other people. Me filming this YouTube video and teaching you how to change your mindset and your beliefs so you can meet more people. I'm connecting with you, okay? So if when you start thinking I want to meet more people, you're going to start consuming content, and the more that content you consume, you're going to notice there's going to be stuff that you just don't agree with, and that's fine. You won't like that. You're not going to believe that. And then you're going to start watching stuff that you do agree with and you do believe that's true, and you're going to go and start paying attention to that type of stuff. And then from there, the last step on fixing being introverted is now that you've got enough content that you agree with, that's taught you kind of what to do, you're reducing that uncertainty of like what to say, where to go, how to say it, how to talk to somebody, where to meet strangers, because you're reducing one of the 6 basic human needs is the need for certainty. When you consume enough content, you're gonna lower that uncertainty. It's never gonna go away, but you're going to have enough information to be able, okay, you know what, I'm going to go and practice this, and I'm going to see if it works. And then from there, the hardest step to especially being introverted, the hardest step that you guys are going to have as a shy person or introverted person is actually breaking past that barrier of fear and going out and practicing the content that you've been watching or the books that you've been reading or the audiobooks you've been listening to. Everybody has a fear of rejection, and it's even worse if you were taught stranger danger. And if you're introverted, you more than likely have never been taught how to talk to strangers, or like I said, you've had enough trauma happen in your life where you think people are bad, but they're not. And in order to change that belief of people are bad or I'm better off by myself, you are going to have to consciously and constantly go out and face that fucking fear until you recondition your brain to believe that, hey, Mitchell's actually right. People are not bad. If you compliment a girl, 99% of the time, if you say it in a really genuine way, they're going to say, oh my God, thank you. And then that 1% of the time, you're going to have someone that's going to be like, okay, thanks, or ignore you. Okay, see ya. I'm going to go fucking make another girl's day. That's what happens, guys. Changing your beliefs about being introverted is going to be your most important but also hardest step. Because if you're not willing to go out of your way and if you're not willing to put yourself in a situation that's going to make you fucking piss yourself, if I wanted to talk to my Labubu right here, you're going to get into fight or flight. When you see somebody you want to talk to, you're going to start getting in that feeling of fight or flight, and it's easier to flee than it is to break past that and just go say hi to somebody. And I'm very extroverted. I'm telling you right now that even some days, I let that fear win. It doesn't go away. It never goes away, but it gets easier over time. Okay? That's how you change. Like, if you want to stop being introverted, this video just gave it to you in really the only way that you need to understand. There is no other way to change it other than what I just explained. You believe you're better off by yourself. So you're going to start behaving in ways that put you in situations by yourself. But when you start thinking, you know what, Mitchell's right. I fucking hate being by myself, or I like it, but I do want to meet more people. Okay, well, now I got to start consuming content so I can actually go and meet more people. And then once you start consuming content, then you go start doing that. Oh, you know what? Well, I'm starting to believe now, hey, Mitchell's right. He is right. People really aren't bad. I get like what happened to me in the past happened, but he's right. People, for the most part, they're not bad. They're not scary. They're not going to hurt me. Most of the time, it's not going to go anywhere, but he's right. Now I'm going to start believing. All I got to do is just say hi. When I say hi to somebody, I get like a genuine compliment, or I get like a genuine smile or a thank you. Wow, people really aren't bad. And because I believe that now, you're going to start doing things that put you around more people. I wish there was an easier way to explain how this process works. Maybe it's thoughts, actions, and then your beliefs. Maybe that's what it is. But I still think it's thoughts, beliefs, actions. I could be fucking wrong, dude. But I just like the more I talk about this, nothing's gonna change until you go and well, I guess you're really not gonna believe things until you go and practice it. So maybe it is thought, action, belief. Maybe that's really what it is. Now that I think about it, because you're not going to believe something to be true. You're not going to believe that strangers aren't bad until you go out of your way to talk to a lot of strangers. And when when you talk to enough strangers and you don't get hurt, if you've been traumatized, when you talk to 100 strangers and none of them hurt you, that's going to change your belief that people are bad. And that was just that one person in your past. I'm going to end the video here, man. Hopefully this makes sense to you guys. That's how you do it. Okay. But this is how you stop being introverted. There's no other way around it. You are going to have to face your fears and talk to more people. And you're going to have to know how to do it. And in order to figure out how to do it, you're going to have to start watching content that teaches you how. And then going out and practicing it. So if you like this video, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hey, if you like this video, if you understood this one and you want to get better at want to develop your social skills even more. I'm actually having a hard time talking right now. Check this one out right here, man. You're going to like that one as well. That one might be a little more coherent than this one. That being said, guys, hey, I'll see you with the next one.